Hey, hey, look, this weekend is a lot of basketball to be played. We in buckets in the Bay Area Hoops tournament, and as well, we also have a tournament that I'm hosting, the Jamanji Invitational, which has all of the top teams in the Bay Area, all of the top fifth grade teams. Man, I mean, we have a hell of a lineup. We have Lakeland Fire, we have LX Elite, SCE Orange, SCE White, five-star athletes, BWB, South Tampa Kings, Manatee Mustangs, and the Bradenton Ballers, all in one tournament. It's going to be a really good time, man. I'm really looking forward to it. If we get to if my team gets to the championship in both tournaments, we play 10 games on the weekend. So my boys aren't in a whole hell of a lot of shape, but after this weekend, they will be in some shape, man. I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm just messing with you. Go ahead, go back. I told you that. Huh? Oh, is it gonna keep doing that? I think it might be.
The orange team gave the white team a lot of trouble in this game. It was very clear that without Big DJ, the white team isn't a very good rebounding team. The orange team has some bigger players, and it showed. The white team was able to pull the game out because of the pressure on the perimeter, but in the paint, we got a lot of work to do.
Watch out right now! job, Jarvis. Woo!
I see you, Joe. I see you.
Woo, good job. Hi. Oh, good job.
So up next we have Balkman Elite. Now this is a game that we actually went after. We were looking for this team, because the starting five on this team all played for me last year. We were the number 1 10 and under AAU team in the state of Florida, and four of these kids started for me most of the season. So, there's a lot of things being said that Skills Center Elite 2025 basketball isn't going to be anything because 4 of the 5 starters left. That team is nothing without these kids. But, we beg to differ. So we went after this game. We went looking for them. And here we go. Let's get it. really good game, man. Hats off to Bachman Elite. I don't think we played well. Caleb Williams, hit a real big three. He's a special player. He makes that team go. Tyler Williams came up big. Number 34 off the bench hit us up for like 18 points, 13 rebounds. A kid killed us. So when I pulled up the scores to see how 5-star athletes did, because with that loss, we have to beat 5-star and SOH or we become a Division II team. So when I pulled up the scores, it had us with 15 points and Bachman Elite with 0. So I contacted somebody from that's running the tournament, asking them who's entering the scores because they entered the score wrong, and they advised me that that Bachman Elite had to forfeit the win because they had 2 kids that were too old. And one of them was the kid that hit the 18 points, 13 rebounds. I think the other kid had 4 points. Look, I'm a firm believer in kids need to play with their age group, regardless if they got held back or whatever. Everything should be done by age. I don't believe in that. I mean, I got a call about a kid today that turns 13 on October 6th or something like that. And per the rules, he's eligible to play because he's still in 5th grade. But I won't take him because I don't believe in kids playing down like that. But at the end of the day, Bachman Elite put their team on the floor. We put our team on the floor. We came up short. So I still count that as a loss for us.
Good fight. Let's go, Caleb. Yeah! Woo, good job. Oh, got it.
Look, this loss was one of the toughest losses for me in a long time as a coach. If we go out there and the team is better, team is more skilled, which 5-star is very, very good. They're extremely good team. Well coached, man. Coach Jay does a really good job. But I just felt like our effort wasn't there, man. It was like, we didn't come to play at all. It was like we didn't care. Very nonchalant. We played with no pride and no heart. And after this game, I got on the boys and I told them, I was like, you guys have no pride and no heart. And I delivered a very tough message to them. I even went outside when I got out there by myself. I threw my ball bag and sat on the curb, man. And, we got SOH next, and, we need a big win. this game versus SOH, a lot better effort. Before this game, I had time to reflect after the 5-star loss, and and I told the boys, I told them straight up, I was like, look, I can't want to win more than you guys do, and I feel like I'm wanting to win more than you guys do. I don't feel like you guys care, so I told them, I was like, I'm not going to say anything this game. I want to let you guys coach yourselves, and when timeouts were called, I let them talk it out. I let them sort things out. And, and the leaders, they got in there and they stepped up. I mean, I thought JT really set the tone offensively to get us started. London defensively, and Jarvis got into his mojo and started doing his thing as our leading scorer. JoJo was all over the place causing havoc, getting rebounds. Rashif came in and did his thing as well. I thought we had a lot better effort. Second half, not as much. I think we scored 9 points in the second half. We really struggled. But it was our 6th game of the day, and the boys had no legs. They were dead tired. They were just straight up falling down, man. It was an ugly second half, but we got them down big early, and we were able to hold on and get a win. So as far as what happened on the court, technically we would be going to the Division II bracket, but due to the forfeit of Balkman Elite, remember I said that the score for that game was posted as 15-0, so we had a 15-point differential. Now, Balkman Elite beat 5-star by 1, 5-star beat SOH by 1, and Balkman Elite beat SOH by 1, and we lost a 5-star by 4 or 5, and but we beat SOH by 12 or 14. So with the point differential of the 15 points that we got from the forfeit of Balkman Elite and the big win over SOH, we're actually the number 1 seed going into bracket play with the 15-point differential for Balkman Elite. That moves them to Division II, and 5-star goes on to Division I as well.
This is 10. Nice, London. Woo! Good job. Nice. Good job.
Big DJ that left our team, he's on a new team now, Florida Storm, and we just so happened to play them in the first round of bracket play this morning. I saw DJ's dad, and we shook hands, and I'm not mad at him, he's not mad at me. Things just didn't work out. We both want what's best for our kids, and he wants what's best for his kid, and he didn't feel like, what I was doing was it. So, he went his way, I went my way. But we handled the situation like adults. There's no, subliminal BS on Facebook or anybody taking shots at each other. It is what it is, and over the years, we'll see our boys compete against each other. And,
Get it?
So both Skill Center Elite White and 5-star athletes played in both tournaments this weekend. The Jamanji Invitational and also the Buckets in the Bay tournament by Bay Area Hoops. So we met in the Jamanji Invitational in the Final Four, and but we also have to play. We had conflicting times. As soon as the Final Four game's over, we play each other in the championship, in the divisional championship over in Buckets in the Bay. So in the Jamanji Invitational, we had to run the clock, and we had to overcome a 17-point deficit. The boys weren't. It just acted like they didn't want to play, and we were able to get back into the game. And here's how
We
it
have
finished
the
up.
ball coming in bounds right now, and 5-star has good pressure on the ball. So we get it in. We go to Jarvis, go back to the middle. We do a good job of breaking their press. And then we get a shot that we want to lay up, but we go hard off the glass and misses it. Edmonds gets the rebound, kicks it back. So we move the ball around. Sheaf goes to Jarvis. Jarvis back to Sheaf. He takes it off the dribble, drops it to London. Again, we get another shot that we want, but we shorthanded, and then they tie it up for a jump ball. So they got the ball coming under the basket. We have good pressure. London's doing a good job of pressuring the ball. He's turning them, making the kid handle. Kid does a very good job of handling. Got away with a little contact there. They move the ball around. Jacob Douglas is in help position where he's supposed to be. Everybody's recovering. Really good defense, on the ball defense. Everybody's in the right spot. And then we get a turnover over on the corner. So now we have the ball coming in bounds. We're still down 2. So we get it into Douglas. Douglas brings it up, crosses over to the left, throws it. They get a hand on it. The ball goes out of bounds. So at this point, I sub JT back in so that we can get a threat in the corner for 3. Really using him as a decoy, because as soon as he comes into the game, you can hear the coach yelling, watch the corner, watch the corner. So JT goes to the corner. So they put a lot of attention on him, but leave London wide open, bangs home a 3. So we're up 1 with 26 seconds on the clock. So, they get the ball in. Again, we got pressure on the ball, really good pressure. They're doing a good job of moving the ball, but then we get a turnover over on the sideline again. So now we have the ball coming in bounds, up 1. I was instructing the players to be tough with the ball and be strong with it, but I didn't really, specify that we don't need a shot. So Jarvis drives, kicks to Caleb. Caleb shoots a runner. Tough shot that we didn't need when we were up 1. But the bigger mistake that we made is got guys jogging back on defense right there and gives up a layup. So they go up 1 with 6 seconds on the clock. One of our moms is working the clock. She stops the clock and doesn't start it. We get to half court by the time she starts the clock. I call a timeout with like 6 seconds on the clock. As you see over to the left-hand side, one of the parents comes on the court. She's very upset, and rightfully so. The clock didn't start. The clock was a delayed start. The game's on the line, and they were upset. So after all of the confusion over at the table, we land on 3 seconds on the clock, and we have the ball coming in on the sidelines. I wrote up a play to get a 3-pointer in the corner, but the parent is still upset. She's not happy with the 3 seconds that we had. So once we sort all of that out, we have the 3 seconds on the clock, right, to play out, to get a shot in the corner. Everybody's lined up. The ball comes in. And got Caleb taking the ball out, and we get the play that we wanted, but sloppy one-hand pass out of bounds. JT can't make a good catch, and the ball goes out of bounds. So we don't have enough time to make something happen. We try to foul, but at this point it's 1 second on the clock. So Coach J does a good job of putting these guys in the corner, throws a long pass away from our basket so we can't get a steal and get something going to the basket, and the clock runs out. 5-star wins. And as you see, two of the parents are walking across the court, highly upset. They go over to the scorer's table, and we almost had an altercation. Never a dull moment in travel basketball. As you see here, the parents are, pretty much chest to chest. The coaches have to get between them, and nothing happened, and it dispersed.
So after we almost had an altercation, both teams had to, jump in the cars, get the boys over to MLK to play in the Buckets in the Bay Championship. Same two teams. So now Skill Center Elite White and 5-Star is one of the biggest rivalries in the area now. It's really good competition, man. They're a great team, great coach, and let's see how the championship. Hey, look, I tried to be this kinder, gentler coach. And I said I wasn't going to do that much yelling this year or anything like that. But my boys don't respond to that. They feed off of me and the energy that I put out. So when I'm just standing over there with my arms crossed and stuff, they kind of play like they're just out there with their arms crossed. But when I'm engaged in the game, fired up, getting on them, they turn it up. The second half of the 5-Star game, the first half was the worst game we ever played. I mean, I wanted to just kill all of them. But once I started getting on them, we were down 17 points. We ended up coming back, taking a 1-point lead. And then we carried over, to play them again in the championship game over in the Buckets in the Bay tournament. And, they kept that momentum going and we won big. But I just see now, I mean, I just have to stay on top of them, man, and push them at all times because they're quick to get, lackadaisical. Hey, the Jamanji Invitational was a really good look, man. This is a free tournament for the teams. None of the teams had to pay to get into it. It was, really nice turnout, really good games. Hats off to Lakeland Fire, man. They're a tough, scrappy team, well-coached team that won it all. In the championship, they beat 5-Star Athletes. 5-Star Athletes was actually in both tournaments just like we were. And they played a total of 10 games on the weekend, and still they pushed Lakeland Fire a little bit to the end, even though they didn't have much left in the tank. I like to see those two teams match up when they're both fresh, man. That'll be a really good game. But the only opportunity area I think we had for the entire tournament was, the refs. I used some high school kids as refs to help them out with a fundraiser that they were doing. But going forward, we're going to use, real refs. And, we're going to run it back the first weekend in April. So if anybody's interested, go ahead and email me at coachjoefighline@gmail.com. Let me know. We're going to run it back, all 5th grade teams, all 11U. We're going to do some for some older teams, too. I'm just, it's going to be free for the teams to get in. It's just something that we do for the city. It's something that the city needs, the Bay Area. At the end of the day, I just want this area to be a basketball town, man. And this is one of the ways to do it. Hopefully next time we can get the Balkman Elites and the Red Storms and some of these other teams in, man, and really put it on. I say all of that to say this: going forward, we fired up over here. Believe that. But my rant is over.